Obviously, in the construction industry as a woman, it is difficult. Men do tend to think that we know nothing about construction. Don't stand back because you're a woman. Don't stand back because you're a mother.
Yes.
If you believe you can do it, and if there's something that you're passionate about, go for it.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Buzzing Podcast, and Roché is still here with us. So Roché, speaking about women in business, right? And I mean, what you shared in the first episode, and we spoke with you and your husband in the second episode, you guys are in the construction industry, right? So, and I mean, you mentioned in the beginning as well already, it's daunting for a woman to be part of the construction industry.
Yeah.
So getting into that, what made you as a woman decide, I'm going to get into business with my husband in a construction industry?
Once again, I didn't choose it. It kind of chose me. But I've never been afraid to do things.
Yes.
So obviously, in the construction industry as a woman, it is difficult. And I'm not one of those feminist kind of women that's going to say, no, it's just all about us. And it's not at all. But it is difficult. Men do tend to think that we know nothing about construction. But I grew up in a house
Yes.
where construction was an everyday thing. I played on the sites, on the heaps of sand, and like that was our thing.
Yeah.
So construction came naturally for me because I was kind of born into it. But I think in the construction industry, you do have your challenges. I think I mentioned in one of our previous episodes that there was some guys that like handled you in a way like, what do you know?
Yeah.
And I think if you do equip yourself as a woman in the construction industry, being the receptionist or being the manager, being the installation team, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But being equipped at the end of the day gets you to not feel stupid when
Yes.
someone asks you a question, not allowing that specific guy that do tend to say, listen, you don't know anything because you're a woman.
Yeah.
If you don't give them the authority to downgrade you because you don't know anything about construction, they have nothing to hold on.
Yeah. Definitely.
So definitely for me, I think it's very important to know your stuff,
Yeah.
and that will help you go forward.
Definitely. So part of being a woman in business, I mean, there's multiple challenges. So you mentioned now just being in the construction industry, but apart from you being or going into an industry that's predominantly a men industry, like what other challenges did you face as a woman in business before?
I think definitely a positive mindset is a challenge in business. Trying to juggle being, I would not only say a woman, but also a mother, together with business, that you do sometimes look like a clown. Because you get to a stage where you need to take responsibility of your children, but you need to take responsibility in the company.
Yes.
Having you work at night until 12 o'clock, sometimes 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the mornings because your children needed you today. That's
Exactly.
a challenge. I think trying to balance it all out. And children do tend to get sick when you don't have time to look after them. So, I think for me, the biggest challenge would be just to balance it all out.
Yeah.
From not only being a woman, needing to take care of yourself, look after yourself, and you tend sometimes to, especially as a woman or as a mother, you tend to let yourself slide
Yeah.
because I'm fine.
Yes.
I can carry on like this. It's okay.
Yes.
You don't sleep enough. You're going to burn out. And that's what I love about your Buzzing app,
Yeah.
the function of being able to see burnout coming.
Yeah.
Because we tend to go there very quickly.
Definitely. Yeah.
Because you don't look after yourself.
Exactly.
You don't put yourself first. It's like,
Yes.
we need to get finances. We need to look after these children. We need to
Yeah.
pay our house. And you have all these things running through
Yes.
your head instead of focusing on, I actually just need to like lie in bed and watch series for all day.
Definitely. And that's so true, because I just recall this moment as well where with my wife, I put so much pressure on her, like every day I'm expecting of her to answer the emails. I'm expecting this. And then I'm expecting to come home and there needs to be food on the table. And I mean, I actually had to repent. I stood up in front of the church and said, I'm sorry for having an expectation on my wife, because I'm expecting her to, in business, the invoices must go out on time. She must answer all her emails on time. She must do that application form for me on time. She must send out these documents to the employees on time. And then I'm expecting the household to run by itself. So,
yeah, that doesn't happen on its own, eh?
It doesn't happen on its own. And I think, so it's so important for us as men actually also to appreciate women in business and to understand the things that they are going through as well. So just well done with what you are busy doing in terms of that. And so one thing I want to touch on is, like, my wife says baby brain, right? so one thing we touched on when myself and her was having a conversation on this podcast in the beginning was like the things you are facing when you have baby brain. So for women, that's a real thing, right? So forgetting things and everything. So part of, getting children while being a woman in business and still having tasks that you need to do. How do you find the balance? How do you find a well-being for yourself, being a wife to your husband, being a mother to your children? Like, how do you balance that between each other?
Wow, yeah, that is a difficult one. I don't say that I did this right at first. Okay, so as Martin said on the previous episode, we have 3 children.
Yes.
So you kind of find your way as you go. I think the thing that I can say that I learned probably too late was to have grace with myself.
Yes.
Because as women, as mothers, we put so much pressure on ourselves. Aside from everyone outside saying, hoekom is nie kos nie?
Yes.
Why don't we have food ready for us? And why isn't the house clean? And like all of those things, you get hard on yourself as well. And you start to, at night, especially when those cute little kids are in bed and they sleep and they're so cute and cuddly, and you think like, I was so rude to them today because you had all this stress and you kind of just dumped it on the next person coming through. So I think it's very important for me, if I can say the top thing that I would say is to have grace with yourself.
Yes.
And allowing yourself to get help. I had this expectation of myself that I had to do it all. And honestly, it doesn't work. You cannot be a mother. All 3 of my children, I tried to keep them at home up until the age of 2 years. So when my little girl turned 1, I had to put her in school, and that was difficult. I was hard on myself, and I was thinking like, what type of mother am I to having to put her in school early? And it was difficult for me. It was difficult to take her to school and say like, I need to work now, but I had to make choices. And there were stages where I decided to keep my children. And then later on I said, okay, right now, this is not working. You have to go to school now. And then you buy out specific times with him. And I think we have this expectation that we need to do it like you have to take a whole day with your kid, or you have to take a whole day with your husband. But sometimes it's just those short moments where you're present. Exactly. Because sometimes we not present at all. We're there the whole time. We can take the whole day with him, but you're not there. You're so busy with a lot of other things that you're not actually spending that quality time. So for me, I think it was just to have grace with myself and accepting help where I needed it, taking them to kindergarten, or at this stage I said to my husband, like, let's take the boys out of the aftercare and get someone to help me at the house so they can be closer to me, and that works as well. But accepting help and having grace with yourself and looking after yourself, because you cannot take care of other people around you. You cannot function well in a company if you are burning out.
100%. And I think what you mentioned now, the intentionality, right? And that's so important. My wife mentioned one day to me as well, it's like, because I asked her, how can I be a better husband to her? And for a moment, she's like, every time she speaks to me and I get a message on my phone, I immediately tend to look at my phone. And so I needed to stop that, right? And I needed to say, okay, I need to be better in terms of that. And so it's about that intentionality of being in that conversation. It's about being present when you're with your children. It's like, are you present in spending time with them, or you are there in their midst, but you're still on your phone, you're still on your emails, you're still watching TV. So I think it's very important what you're saying about that. It is about being intentional in terms of the time that you can spend with them. So it is about being intentional with the time that you spend with them. And I think what you're saying, you know, where you had to get to a point in time where you had to put your little daughter in school again. I think for me, I needed to make a change personally towards my wife, because I expected we had our firstborn child, and she was already expectant on our second one. Up till month 8, I was still, and it's not like I was expecting that, but she was still working every single day, you know, 8 hours a day, while being 8 months old pregnant and having our first child. And so when the point came where she said, listen, I can't do this anymore, I was like, what now?
Yeah.
Like I'm almost shocked. But I needed to
Why
understand,
not?
like, what I'm expecting of her
Yeah.
is not right from my side. You know, it's something that I need to change from my side, because I don't think we as men always understand the things that women goes through when being pregnant and when going through all of this, and especially being a business owner in a construction industry and being a wife to your husband and everything. So you mentioned that just it's important and it's all right to get help. And it's all right to have people that sows into your life. So from a woman perspective, are there any leaders that you look up to, or people that you go to whenever you feel unsure about things, or when you need advice about certain things in your marriage and in business?
I have friends that I talk to, yes, but I think for me it's looking at everyone around you, because everyone has something to give.
Yes.
Learning from the people around you, looking at the mistakes that they make and doing it differently.
Yeah.
I think we all tend to not try not to turn into our parents.
Yes.
Not that they were bad parents, but we look at their mistakes and we try to fix that when we're parenting or when we're being a wife or whatever the case is. But I think learning from all the people's mistakes around you, having people that you talk to. And I'm a true believer of talking to a therapist if you feel that you need it. We even offer that to our employees, because sometimes you just need to get it all out.
Yeah.
We tend to keep everything in. We tend to think that we need to survive on our own, but you don't.
Yeah.
You have friends, you have family, you have people that support you. Allow them to be there for you.
Yes. Great. So women in leadership, right? So leaders, just part of being an entrepreneur, but being a leader as a woman, how important is that for the world out there in today's life where we are?
Oh, I don't necessarily think as a woman that I would set that out as a woman, thinking that we need to put women above anyone else. I think leadership overall is important, and that whoever leads needs to take the responsibility of that. You cannot be a leader and think that you can just do what you want. People's going to look at you.
Yeah.
And they look at what you do, how you talk, how you handle situations. So as a leader overall, I think it's important to look in the mirror and see what you are projecting,
Yes.
because that is what other people is going to follow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. So how will you motivate women in business at this current point of time?
I definitely think just do it.
Yeah.
Believe in yourself, believe that you can do anything, and go for it. Don't stand back because you're a woman. Don't stand back because you're a mother.
Yes.
If you believe you can do it, and if there's something that you're passionate about, go for it and get the help that you need to achieve it.
Yes, 100%. And I think that's great. And I want to just honor the women in business and honor wives in general as well towards their husbands and mothers with their children. keep up doing the good work that you are doing and the great work. And we appreciate all of you women. It's amazing for the work that you are doing. And Roché, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for being vulnerable. And I look forward to our next episode. Thank you.
Yeah.